Welcome back to New Jersey Power and Politics. I'm Eric Landskroner. Controversial issue getting some attention again this week, and that is affordable housing. Assemblyman Jon Bramnick raising concerns about the cost to municipalities. He held a town meeting in Basking Ridge Monday night to talk about the issue, and we want to talk more about that today. Plus, what's going on with the homestead rebate. That's a question that's been asked a lot. I'd like to welcome back to the show Assemblyman Jon Bramnick. Funniest lawyer in New Jersey, by the way.
Competition's light.
We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the interview. So first, let's talk about affordable housing. We've been hearing about fulfilling the affordable housing mandate and the requirements for years, and you know, towns have fought back against it, trying to get other areas to take up their responsibility. What is your opinion on all of this? Where do we go from here? What are you hearing from constituents?
Well, the legislature should fix it. It's still in the courts. Judges are deciding how many new units go into a town. It's absurd. This is the responsibility of the legislature. It should be done on a regional basis. Right now, the courts are saying a town needs 150 units or 400 units. How does a judge know anything about land use? This is the responsibility of the legislature, and we should do it and do it now, because right now it's the wild, wild west.
I've been covering this story, or in some form or fashion, since it's got probably 2003, and it's been going on since long before that. What would your legislation, the legislation you're proposing, do? Well,
let's assume we need 500,000 affordable units in the state. Well, come together and decide where's the best place to put them. There are a lot of urban centers that want that money, and they have areas next to trains, buildings that need rehab. And with all due respect to my friends across the aisle, the Democrats eliminated what they call regional contribution agreements, meaning that you can't trade or give money to urban centers. And it was only a part of that. That's one. Two, there's no question that things like transportation, schools, the effect on schools, traffic, need to be part of this discussion. It is not. A judge says this is how many units you need, and then developers sue and put up those units.
This week, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver actually had defended the governor's decision to divert millions of dollars from affordable housing and from the trust fund. How much does that decision, I suppose, affect the recent action on the issue here?
Well, I don't think it has a lot of effect. Once you don't...
Or should that money be diverted at all?
Well, it shouldn't be diverted, but the problem is not really the money right now. The problem is the municipalities are spending all this money fighting against developers and the courts, and the legislature has abdicated its responsibility, and they need to act.
Something else, Civil Rights Project at the University of California had said that New Jersey has actually one of the least integrated school systems in the country. Affordable housing is supposed to be something that would, in theory, address this issue. So, I don't know, what alternatives would you propose to deal with the problem?
Well, you can work it out. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you do this at a regional level, you can accomplish all those goals. But the courts are not the ones who should be able to make that decision. It should be a regional commission that made up of mayors, legislators, people from the administration, but not the courts throwing a number out there and then going into a town like Basking Ridge and saying, build 300 units.
Let's talk about the homestead rebate here. This is something that when Governor Murphy was here in the studio not long ago, we spoke about. A caller called in, asked him a question regarding the homestead rebate. This is something people want to know. When am I going to see that homestead rebate restored? Some of your Republican and Democratic colleagues, actually, including Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, are calling on the governor to fully restore the homestead rebate. Where is all this going right now?
Well, I'm with the speaker on that. Yeah. Craig Coughlin's absolutely right. I think he sees this governor trying to raise taxes by $1.7 billion, increasing spending by 8% when municipalities are capped at 2%. You can't give a rebate back to taxpayers who pay the highest taxes in the country. That should be the priority, not more spending.
How can this happen when the state is already looking for revenue sources, and we're talking about diverting money from different pots to fund certain projects? How can you actually restore the homestead?
We call that reform. See, when Governor Christie was there, we started to do reforms. But now reforms are off the table. Pension reforms, health benefit off the table, ending these large payouts to municipal officials. Silence with respect to that. What you hear is a lot of spending, right? And you hear a lot of taxing. That's surely not going to help a homestead rebate.
All right, let's talk about you being the funniest lawyer in New Jersey right now.
That's an easier subject.
Much easier subject. All right, so this was all stemming from a performance, I suppose, where, well, I mean, I've known you for the funniest lawyer in New Jersey for a while now, but you performed at NJPAC.
I did. It was a Saturday night. We sold the place out with a comedian named Mike Marino, and I think we're going to do a show of all comedians from New Jersey. We're going to call it New Jersey All the Time. Authentic New Jersey. I'm going to put some show, I think, for Netflix or HBO, which will be only Jersey comedians. And I'll tell you, there's plenty of material. You spend a few weeks in Trenton, even you can be funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that. This was for charity, correct?
Well, any money I receive, I always give to charity from comedy. I don't. New Jersey PAC needs the money. It's a great, incredible theater, great operation over there. But I didn't make any money. And as I said, the bad news is they go to see a lawyer tell jokes. The good news is I don't get paid either.
All right. Thanks a lot. It's something with Jon Bramnick. It's great to see you as always.
Good
Thanks for
to
coming
see
on the
you.
show.